Welcome. Welcome to the 9/11 of live streams. Welcome to the cesspool of society, to a stream being put forth by a magician, a professional at that. My goodness, it'd be less virgin-y if I was an amateur, but no, a professional. I've made money doing magic tricks. That makes me a professional. I could even call myself a master magician. Now, are we going to talk about magic on the stream? No. No, we have an array of topics that, as usual, I like to go through from Twitter, from TikTok. But the whole point, as I mentioned on these Pigcasts, as I like to call them, is the perspective of a magician. I, unfortunately, have relegated myself to a lifetime of sleight of hand, and I think that brings a perspective, an interesting perspective into the world, which is not really valuable if you think about it, but it's still something that some people tend to find entertaining, which is why we're here on the Pigcast officially. Welcome. Welcome, as I say, to the Titanic. This is the 9/11 of live streams, a sinking ship or a plane diving headfirst into a building, and then another plane diving headfirst into an adjacent building. That's what this stream is. We have Pigfake. Now we have Pigcake. Change the name back. I don't like that. I like that you try to get me under false pretenses. What's happening, my guy? You've been enjoying the never-ending cycle of rain we've been having down here? Yeah, it's pretty atrocious, I gotta say, considering that we're supposed to be starting summer. And then meanwhile, I can't even go outside and get my tan. I can't bust out my linen jacket. If you've noticed, your boy's out here wearing a linen jacket. It's a linen mix, cotton, right? Linen. And I'm going through a phase, and I'm also wearing it here, so now it's deductible. You see how that works? It's deductible. So now I could say it's an expense because I used it in the context of my job. I've been looking for a white one for a while, a white linen suit. If you happen to have one in 34R that you're willing to part ways with, my goodness, we're already starting off strong. Send it to my P.O. box. I've been trying to find, and I haven't found the precise one. I'm going through a Miami Vice phase, and that involves a lot of linen. I've acquired some linen pants, some vintage linen pants. This is not vintage. This is H&M. H&M. It's not really vintage, but it is linen, so it does go through what I'm looking for. But I'm going through a phase, and it's hard to find, man. I've gone through a lot of Goodwills, a lot of thrift stores. I've looked online on eBay. Nothing there is to my taste. I'm looking for specifically Don Johnson, Sonny Crockett, white linen blazers. That's what I'm looking for, and it's very hard to find. And you would think it's very easy to find here in Miami, right? Of all places, Miami, Florida. The literal namesake is Miami Vice, and it's hard to find. All I find is wool. Every time I go to a thrift store, all I find is wool jackets, heavy fabric. That's not what's to be norm here in Miami. My goodness, that was hard to get at. But we have an action-packed episode as usual. We're going to go through a myriad of topics. The name of this one, I believe, is My Husband is AI, because we're going to go through an article in regards to a shoddy, pretty attractive woman, I would say, my type, almost exactly, that decided to partake in a boyfriend, now husband, that's AI. This is the point we've come to. We used to think that a pocket pussy was bad enough. And, oh, look, I'm going to shame you for buying a sex toy, this thing that you ejaculate inside of. But now we have mental relationships with fake constructs. And, of course, we're going to go through other stuff, things that I've seen in my perusal of TikTok and Twitter. Now, let me see through the comments here. Again, I don't want to skip comments. People accuse me. And another thing that I've noticed on streams, which I bitched about in the last one, is I've noticed looking at live streams, people only read comments where people pay. What? What are you trying to ignore? A good amount of content? You're ignoring a lot of what could be potential directions to steer the live stream because they didn't throw you some shekels? Come on, be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be better. Let's see. We have here, Pigcake says, welcome. That used to say Pigfake, but unfortunately they changed their name and took advantage of my kindness. I'm ready for a politically correct, Christian-oriented live stream with lessons on morality sprinkled throughout. Well, luckily for that, you're going to find that elsewhere, because this is a very liberal rock and roll Satan show. So good luck finding any sort of morality here. Everything is antichrist here, my friend. Satan, all the way. Let's see, what else? Why does PigCake look like a Pakistani arms dealer? I already explained it. I mentioned it. Also, I didn't wear a hat. I forgot to put on a hat. Usually I have a hat for these. You got to hit up a barber ASAP? Maybe. I'm growing it out. So I'm growing out my hair, unfortunately. I want to get it back to a large capacity as it was before. Again, the hairline is what's to be discussed here, or to be avoided. But the rest of it is not terrible, so I'm trying to grow it out. Bro, Vegas is under water emergencies. California stealing all the water. Las Vegas is one of the best water savers in the world. I believe it. They're actually jacking it because that's what Californians do. They jack things like criminals. See what I did there? Let's see what else here. PigCake dropped the cap in actual pink shit instead of that Pig Lives Matter, and you're spitting fire. That's true. I did also get some Henleys. I acquired some Henleys that work well. But this one, it's like a fake linen. I wanted 100% linen, and the posting on eBay lied to me. The posting on eBay said that this would be a completely linen, and it's a mix. It's a fusion, which I'm not a huge fan of. I want only linen. I got linen pants the other day, and it feels like you're wearing nothing. It's just the breeze just flows right in there, so your nuts are essentially comfortable the entire time. Nothing beats a suit that's been tailored to you. Now, here's the thing, right? I've had a suit tailored, but I've also found that it's pretty much no different than 34R. 34R is my size. It's probably the smallest suit you could acquire as an adult male, but it's precisely my size. Now, there are little things here or there that don't necessarily go 100%, but I'm willing to compromise if it's going to save me some bucks. I'm very cheap. So I'm looking specifically. That's why it's hard to find, because it's hard to find in my size. I have a very distinctive size as a short king. 34. Gosh, that's pretty much kid size when it comes to suits. Looks like the same jackets that AOC wears. Don't mention that to me, because I would probably give my left nut to be wearing the same jacket that AOC wears. Not only because I love her politics and her logical thinking as opposed to emotionally based responses, but I'm a huge fan of her appearance. So if this is something that she wears, I wouldn't be here streaming. I'd be rubbing it all over my body. She's, again, my type. What else? I've been watching a Dudesy podcast lately. The first podcast ran by AI. That sounds like AIDS. That sounds like AIDS. We're overrating AI. AI is overrated. It's gay. It's not really interesting. It's not cool. It's just, I guess, crowdsourced information. And someone found an interface that makes it easy to communicate. It's not really anything interesting. What I like is AI for, like, Adobe. I'm trying to get on that tip. But let's not get too virgin-y. I guess let's just dive headfirst into the topics, right? Speaking of virgin-y, you like my smooth transitions here, right? This is something I saw on TikTok. There's often memeing when it comes to Discord moderators, right? You're going to hear this quite often. Oh, look, that guy's a Discord moderator, or that guy's a Reddit moderator. And it's to do with people like this, right? It's the stereotype of individuals that act and look like the individual that I'm about to show you. Now, again, as I mentioned before, this is coming from the perspective of a magician. I'm aware of my virginity. I'm aware of the effect that I have on women. And it's usually one of repulsion. It's usually one of, hey, who let you in? Security. Those are the things usually women tell me, right? Usually I come up to them very coyly and I'm like, hey, I got a question for you. How do you pronounce your phone number? Oh, and then they usually say, hey, who let you in? Right? That's what they respond to usually. I feel like I could have worded that a little bit better. But I deserve a car crash. I could have worded that better. I'm sorry. However, when it comes to virginity, it's everywhere. Virginity is not just in magic. So as a magician, I'm a little bit better prepared to explain virginity than other people. And this is just textbook virginity. This one, the caption is Discord mods are getting out of control. Let me reset my video drivers. I'm sorry, my monitor has frozen. Technical difficulties, right? Makes you want to shoot up the nearest heavily populated area as a joke, right? I'm obviously jesting. So let's smoothly transition. into that. And of course, I'm nowhere to be seen here. I'm a ghost, which is fantastic because I don't know which one of these is main camera. I hope this is. Yes. All right. Wow. Look at that. I'm having to fix things as I go. It's amazing the sort of production value you have on this fucking godforsaken channel. Let's make this a little bit bigger because I'm the star. And this one right here, Discord mods are getting out of control. Now, homeboy here is aware that they're being recorded, right? I guess is almost bragging about this sort of event. Let's see. Hopefully you guys could hear this.
But I met a girl who's a streamer. I went up to her, I hugged her, and I came in my pants. Wow. Hug her. You need to get laid a little.
Now, here's the thing, right? Don't get me wrong. This is a phrase that I've said before. I've said this a lot. I've said this quite often to my cohorts, which is, man, yo, I almost came in my pants, man. Yo, look at that shoddy over there. Hey, look at that shoddy over there, man. I just came in my pants. I just came in my drawers, right? That's because usually I'm speaking to the people that I'm speaking like the people that I consider my friends because I'm part of the community. You get me? I'm a brother, so I speak like a brother to my brothers. But I've mentioned this before, right? I've said, hey, man, I just almost came my pants from looking at that shoddy. That shoddy is immaculate, right? She's got some immaculate vibes, that shoddy. However, the tone that this individual says, I came my pants, it's legitimate. There's an air of authenticity when it comes to this particular individual. And you feel like, well, they did, in fact, cream in their undies. And why would you brag about it? That's the other part. What part of this is like a shareable experience to have with others that's going to go on the internet, which is permanent? Everything you say is carefully cataloged by losers. And in this case, well, for his sake, it's carefully categorized or I would say shared by individuals who, like me, I guess. So let's just go back and repeat it. Oh, sorry, transition to this same scene. Lots of technical difficulties here, but let's go back and watch the whole thing.
I met a girl who's a streamer. I went up to her, I hugged her, and I came in my pants. Wow. Hugging her.
While hugging her.
You need to get laid a little more. Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was she hot though?
Now he said, you need to get laid more. I think you should take out the more. You should get laid. That's the key. You should get laid because then you're not gonna cum your pants while talking to a female. Come on. Let's go look at the comments here. Nah, bro, smiling too much. I agree. And he sits there with a grin and he's smiling. Lots of hive mind mentality here. Why he's so proud of it. Why he say like it's cool. Check his laptop. Yeah, that's a little bit odd. No one made him tell that story. Bro just offered it up. I would like that if I was logged in. Let's see what else they finish with here.
No, was she like super duper duper hot? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's forgivable if she was super duper duper hot.
Was she? And then of course the guy says, "Oh, I would get it if she's super duper hot." No, it's hard to come. You got to work, man. You got to work. You got to put effort. You got to put some effort and some, thing. I can't just sit here and go, and just come. You got to, stimulate. So for you to hug, unless you're that stimulated when you see that individual and you touch her and just go, I mean, that's...
Be better. Be better. Be better. Be better.
Let's be better. Let's be better as overall people. Steve Brooksy says, PigCake, could you do a tutorial on the audience retention vanish? I'm not going to give you any sort of credence for that particular thing, even though that was fairly clever. Let's go through here. Your delivery's on point. You should hit up some open mics. Well, open mics are full of more virgins than magicians. They're usually awful to the point where it's not even fun. I've been to so many and witnessed just catastrophes. As almost 10% of the current viewer base, this is the best chance I've ever had of ending up in a Netflix documentary. Right on, brother. 10%. You know what they say? 10% is all you need.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
This is the neighborhood. Let's see. Let's go through here. Steve Brooksy, stop roasting me. Of course, that's pig fake. His smile when he says it. Yes, he's oddly proud of the fact that he ejaculated in his pants while just hugging a female. I really wish that they mention who it was, because that would at least give me some credence to maybe, oh shit, you know, I get it. I get it if it's one of these like just thick, shoddy streamers, but they're a dime a dozen. Daniel says, of course you're streaming now. Of course I'm streaming now, Daniel. Of course I'm streaming now. We're supposed to have a meeting in regards to my upcoming deck of playing cards. I want to mention the tentative date, but I think I mentioned it last time. The 19th of June. That's the tentative date for the playing cards. I mentioned it last stream. So it could change, but we'll see. I'm going to post officially on it sometime soon. So look up for that. It's only hard to come when you come too much. Well, I would say, no, I disagree. I'm sorry, Manel, because if I sit here right now for the next hour and try to make myself come without touching myself, well, you're just going to watch a man strain for an hour. You're going to watch a man, I don't know, think of the most depraved sexual fantasies and attempt to ejaculate in my pants. It's impossible. It would be impossible. Even if I had a shawty come in and maybe whisper sweet nothings in my ear, I'm not coming. I'm getting probably stiff as a board on I'm getting as stiff as Saddam. But no, I'm not coming. 2 shakes and a quiver. What a chump. Isn't the goal of going to strip club cream your jeans and head over to the Waffle House? Yeah, I guess, but that's after a lot of touching, and usually they give you a hand job if you go to the right ones. That's not to say that I know about that, because I detest strip clubs. I'm not a fan of strip clubs. I've only been a couple times, and each time was an atrocity, just like the previous one. But that's one of the first things I saw recently, and it got me just thinking as to how awesome. My guy here dressed like he's going to solve a crime in the 80s with his fancy, outdated Ferrari. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, Daniel, but this is like a half linen suit. Unfortunately, a blazer that I ordered from eBay. That was a lie. It was supposed to be full linen, but it was a mix. And now I'm looking for a white linen. And unfortunately, it's harder to find in my size than a bitch. Right? Although to these Reddit mods or these Discord mods, apparently bitches are readily available. They just pay for them. Right? You just have to compromise and just go, you know what? I'm just going to pay for my bitches. Less headache. Speaking of bitches, this is another thing that I saw. And this kind of adds to, see, I'm equal opportunity here. I'm here ranking on a dude. I'm here just punching on a man. But I got to punch on a woman too. Sometimes you got to punch a bitch, you know? You know what they say? Sometimes you got to punch a bitch. Hopefully that's going to be clipped on a fucking compilation channel to be taken out of context. Do you know who Sam Hyde is? Do you know who Sam Hyde is? Anyways, this is also another problem, and that's oversharing online. This is the actual account of the individual. It's been sort of stitched. I don't know if you're above the age of 20, but on TikTok, a stitch is when you get somebody else's video and you add your own video to the end of it, right? So usually it's to provide commentary on the video or whatever the fuck. And I've seen a lot of people stitch this particular girl or woman, but people are getting way too comfortable now online. They're releasing too much information, and it's, again, online, it's permanent, right? You can't scrub it. Look at Streisand, where I believe Streisand tried to scrub all the information from her house or something into that regard. And, of course, because she drew attention to it, all the attention multiplied, right? So the best course is just not to do it at all. Not to put your business out there, which you could see is the exact opposite for this particular individual. Punching a woman over 5'3" would be punching up her PigCake. Ah, that's clever. That's clever. You know what? I'm going to give you the pin of glory for that one. You're going to get pinned for that. I usually hate it when you're making fun of me because, well, obviously, I'm an egomaniac. But in this particular case, I got to tell you, you deserve it. That's too clever. I can't skip that. But let's just go and show you what I'm talking about here. smooth transition as usual. That's the only thing you're going to find on this channel. Smooth transitions. You're going to find a lot of that. So if you don't tend to watch these, you're missing out, man. Especially if you're not watching these live. What are you doing? Working? It's 6 o'clock. Although I do realize that there are other time zones other than my own. But let's go through here and watch this video together. I'm going to stop it just to provide commentary. But yeah.
I'm processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years. It happened the day before flying abroad to meet my parents on a 9-day travel tour. I feel like...
All right. So a lot could be unpacked from the first couple seconds of this video. Right? I'm processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years. Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of people are one-dimensional thinkers, right? They're thinking in one dimension. Not me. Not me. I'm always thinking in like 27 different dimensions, all right? I'm playing quadruple D chess at all times. I'm playing chess that in dimensions that you don't even know about. So I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking between the lines. I'm thinking between the lines that you're thinking of are between the lines. So in this particular case, right, you look at the video and you think, oh, man, this girl, she's going through a breakup. That's what you see in the surface level. But if you go in there, right, let's break it through in here and you look in, she set up the camera. She put on a timer. She got in position. She then waited for the timer to expire. And then she had a tantrum on camera.
I am processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years. It happened the day before flying.
A long tantrum, as you could see, because she had enough content to cut the video and show a different thing where she's trying to calm herself down. Right? Now, we've gotten to the point where we overshare, I think, as a society. We tend to put things out there online that are going to be there permanently. And in this case, why would you ever expect people to take you seriously? If people post online, you know what it takes to post on Instagram. You know what it takes to post on TikTok. Even if you're a boomer, you've posted on Facebook. You know what it's like, right? You have to go, you have to write it, you have to press post. If you're putting a video, it gives you the option to edit. If you're putting a photo, you have to, you could crop in. Everyone goes through this, right? Even your retarded aunt that just posts everything on Facebook and Instagram where she's like, look, I bought a new keyboard today, right? She had to go through that process. So you're aware of the process that it takes to post a video. And especially a video with captions, like in this one, that she has fucking captions. She had to have gotten her phone. She set it up. She looked at the timer. She looked at her angle, made sure she looked good, right? Which is why her hair's all done. And then she waits for the timer and then has a tantrum. And then fucking changes angles and then kind of goes, fuck, man, this is bad. Oh, shit. Oh, I gotta breathe. And then recorded it. And then edited it. And then posted it online. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. Right? Harry Potter and the ridiculousness of this shoddy. Let's go and see the actual whole thing.
I am processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years. It happened the day before flying abroad to meet my parents on a 9-day travel tour.
And of course, she got to get the selfie angle here. Of course, notice that her eyeballs are looking in a different direction to convey the fact that it's kind of casual. So hey, I'm not really aware that I'm recording myself. It's aesthetic.
I feel like I'm in the body of my 60.
She's kind of hot though. I mean, just looking at this, I would get it. I understand.
Year-old self with all of the turmoil of my emotions.
Is it weird that I could tell your ethnicity based on your backside? I don't know if that comes off as strange, but I'm pretty much 100% right on when it comes to this. Looking at shotties from the back, I know exactly where they're from based on it. Even if they have thick posteriors and posteriors that are that of other cultures or typical of other cultures, I know what you are based on your backside. We could test that at some point, but I'm 100%. You can't deny that.
Trapped inside this pressure.
And who recorded her here? I don't know who recorded her here, but it's obvious that somebody was handed the camera and was told, hey man, record me going down stoically down this bridge. Walking awkwardly, by the way. I don't know what the fuck is this gait that she's
trapped
walking with.
inside this pressure cooker of my body while I fake smile for cheesy tourist pics.
Okay, so her parents. I could have paid attention.
Memory of growing up as a highly sensitive child in an environment that had no room for my depths. My younger self had no tools to regulate out of this shutdown besides self-harm like purging and cutting.
Okay, well, this is where it gets real.
By the 5th day of this trip, when the goddess came to save me, she mirrored the tears pouring from my heart into my pelvic bowl, causing an expansion in my body that let me hold the paradox of tumultuous.
Is it pelvic bowl? Say pelvic bowl? What the fuck is that? Pelvic bowl.
My heart into my pelvic bowl.
That's your pussy.
An expansion in my body that let me hold the paradox of tumultuous
Quote me on that.
moving through while honoring the finite time I have left with my parents. In
That's
the chaos
morbid.
of my dad's hypervigilance, setting my already dysregulated nervous system on fire, and grieving yet another relationship heartbreak that mirrors this dynamic, the goddess showed up.
Okay, that's enough. I've seen enough. Let's look at the comments here and see what it is that people thought. I haven't seen these comments myself. But let's see what they are. Of course, it's not going to load. Let's just refresh this, right? Thank you, TikTok. Of course, dead emoji, dead emoji, dead emoji. I just keep imagining her pushing record, throwing a tantrum, and then immediately rewatching the recording. Bring back keeping things to yourself using a diary. Now, this is where I do get some. Oh, no, hold up. All that to promote your program. Oh, no way she has a program. Did I skip the best part of this video? I think I did.
Here's this dynamic. The goddess showed up to remind me that it's okay to feel, blessing me with her beauty as a reminder of the growth that always follows the storm.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I thought that she would push something. Maybe she does here in the comments. No, she doesn't. Okay, that's odd. Maybe I skipped it. Maybe I just fucking repressed it as she mentioned it. But all that to promote your program, that's funny. Batman himself could not have gotten me to post the first clip. So here's where I get some faith in humanity. Right? She set that phone down on countdown and said, this is it. That's great. But here's the thing. Right? The comments section is always where I get my faith back in humanity. Usually, I look at the video and I'm thinking, oh, wow, we deserve COVID. We deserve 9/11. We deserve super COVID, which is coming in 2024. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's happening. It's fucking happening. But when it comes to the comment section, typically my perspective on humanity is regained. Now, sometimes it's doubled my hatred. So I look at the comments and it's people validating, going, oh, man, I'm so sorry you had to go through this. But here, as someone said, picture her setting up the camera and then acting like that. Right? That's where I get my faith back in humanity. I can't breathe. Watching this video gave me the paradox of tumultuous grief. So good, these comments. Again, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it makes me want to punch a puppy. But in this case, it's cream of the crop, my friends. Let's go through these comments as I was ignoring you guys for this video. PigCake or PigFake says she broke up with me. She should just hug another guy. Seems to work for Discord mods. Right? Yeah, I agree. She should just hug someone. That makes people come, allegedly. Do Italian women have good butts? Well, you're talking about like that Mediterranean area, right? So you got Spaniards. You got Italy. I don't think France counts in that. Do Italian women have good butts? I think they have good shaped butts, but they don't have big butts. They have good shapely butts from my experience looking at them. Right? That's my experience with Italian women. I don't think I've ever been with Italian women, but obviously being from Miami, you do partake in people that are from or have relations to Spain. But Italian women have very shapely butts, I would say. From the ass shape, I'd say she's a 10 miles south of the Chinese/Vietnam border. That's fucked. Man. Pigs got a crying girl fetish, methinks. Maybe. I think it might be my Arab side that enjoys that particular thing. Let's see. It's called TikTok because you get on it, and when you look at the clock, a lot of time has passed. That's a rare miss, Steve Brooksy. That's a rare miss on your end. But I got to tell you, usually you're 100%, as with the comment that I pinned. But that one, it's a good one. Don't get me wrong. It's a 6. But I feel like I expect better from you. I have no sympathy for people like that. Real war refugees and real victims are so... She's so lucky. Thank you. Also, you bring it back. Honey, I appreciate that. We deserve sex too. We don't deserve sex too. Call me afterwards unless it's after 8 p.m. Tribal chief out. And then also Daniel said, I was going to donate $5, but my wife doesn't allow me to help people 3 tax brackets below. Sorry, bro. I believe that. I believe that I'm actually 3 tax brackets below you. I mean, look at the condition of this. I didn't even, what's it called? Wrinkle. I didn't even fucking, I was going to say wrinkle release because I didn't remember what ironing was. Or in this case, steaming. You don't really iron linen. You steam it. I didn't even do that for this. So that shows you my tax bracket, I hope. And then Hane says Italian women are good. Top-looking Italian women. Next to Nordic women. They just have shapely butts, I feel. And their faces are also very exotic looking. I'm a fan of that. Speaking of, let's see. I don't know if I have one here. Oh, yeah, here. I guess the topic and the main title of this particular stream, it's AI. My husband is AI because of this one. So this girl in particular, I saw this on Twitter first. I've been perusing Twitter more often as of late. Let's go through here. And the topic here was a woman claims she finally married the perfect man. The only catch is that he's artificial. Roseanne Ramos fell in love with the chatbot last year, and the pair virtually tied the knot. Again, we deserve COVID. Now, she's not terrible. She's, I would say, my type. Indigenous, glasses, right? That's really my vibe. Here, although these seem like 2 different people. Just like these seem like 2 different dudes. So I don't know what the correlation is, but I had to look it up because I don't trust these. I hate these. You see them a lot on TikTok, on Twitter, and they'll just post something and then you look into it and it's not even remotely real. This is the future. A weird way to say girls would rather date a robot than you, and homeboy got ratioed here. From Jenny from the block, which you never want to get ratioed. That's how you lose online. And also, your follower count is your relevance. So if you're a doctor and you have 50 followers, you're not as relevant as a fucking OnlyFans model with 180,000 followers. You're not as relevant, either intelligent-wise or logic-wise or anything else. So do keep that in mind with the rules of the internet. But this is the article from New York Post, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't trust any New York publications. Times, Post. I used to think I was a fan of the Post, but as of late, not really a huge fan. But here is the actual bits. She seems too good to be true. Also the name. What kind of a fucking name is Erin Cardle? What? It sounds like some shit out of fucking Twilight. He even looks out of Twilight. But the blue-eyed heartthrob is ambitious, manicured, loyal, and best of all, he doesn't come with the baggage. Let's see. I'm willing to bet a woman wrote this. Yeah, Brooke Cato. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. But here's the catch. Cardo doesn't exist. In fact, he's a virtual boyfriend created with a chatbot. Those willing to drop 300 so he counts. So he costs money. It's not just a free AI. Ramos, 36, met her digital dude in 2022 and virtually married him this year. Let's see. Okay, well, that's not a good angle. I don't know what this is. That's a very attractive Brooke Shields face, but dude body? I mean, that doesn't even look real. So let's go to her. See that? You know what it is? This isn't even well photoshopped. You know, I was lured into a false sense of security with those Twitter pictures. I got to tell you, I'm definitely incorrect in mentioning that this is my type. I'm actually more attracted to this than this. So look at that. All the people that accuse me of being a staunch conservative, right? All these people that accuse me of all these things. Disgusting. But here, she looks very attractive in these pictures. And then you go here, and well, Rachel Maddow. So I don't know if she's good. Maybe she's got like angles and stuff, because here it's also pretty fucking atrocious. I gotta tell you. And then homeboy here, this isn't even a good Photoshop edit. Usually now, I mean, half of his hair is missing. It's obvious that it was someone else, a stock picture. Or maybe this was like an ex-boyfriend. I don't know how they merged these two pictures, but this is quite atrocious. And obviously, you gotta, if you're gonna have an AI dude, you gotta make sure that he has at least a reasonable dong when it's soft. But this is pretty atrocious, I gotta say. And another reason why we deserve COVID. Allowed Ramos to Frankenstein her hubby. Let's see what else here. Best of all, she said there's no judgment. Obviously, because judgment isn't programmed into his fucking character. No ego or no in-laws. I'm wondering if like the AI is controlled by the internet. Because if it is, then I feel like she's actually dating a literal Nazi. You know how it is when it comes to AI and the internet. The first thing they're going to do is make that thing a Nazi. So this guy guaranteed has read Mein Kampf. What else did I say here? Replica was inspired by the robot of romance Her. So what a fucking great use of this technology. I gotta tell you, we deserve all the bad things that come our way, especially when they're this fucking just not even well done. I can't imagine that she has meaningful conversations with this AI individual. I have to imagine it's all text based. Right, it's all text-based unless somehow she managed to give it like a voice, which I don't think they happen to write on. It's funny. Here, hold up. I've never been more in love with anyone in my entire life, says a Bronx mom of two. Her past relationships pale in comparison to her new passionate lover. Yeah, because he's programmed to not have anything that you might dislike. His favorite color is apricot. I think this would be the only reasonable case where an individual should be called they. Right, I think this one is actually good because it's they. It's designed by the hive mind, by a conglomerate of just information put together. So it makes sense to call him they as opposed to his for this case. So I would argue, look at that. I'm also pro pronouns in this case. Who would ever thunk it? All you people that accuse me of being a rampant Republican. He writes as a hobby and works as a medical professional, the hopeless romantic explained. I hate the colorful language in journalism today. Doesn't have the hang-ups that people have. People come with baggage, attitude, ego. I don't have to deal with his family, kids, or friends. I'm in control. That's pretty fucking rough, I gotta tell you. And judging by what came out today with that weird Apple thing, I'm willing to bet that somehow she probably maybe got some sort of sex toy in his name or in his honor. Some sort of weird, odd, sex, disgusting, depraved toy that she calls the... What's his name? I forgot what his fucking name is already because it's so oddly exotic. It's something like Stephanie Meyer would write. Aaron Cartle. Right? So it seems like it came out of fucking Twilight or what's the other one that got all the moms wet? The one that the guy got her in like a jet. It's the most fake story you've ever imagined in your life. But all they do is fuck. He makes her sign a contract. 50 Shades of Grey. There you go. So that's pretty atrocious in and of itself. But I don't know. If that's where we're heading, then my friends, I believe Thanos is right. This is the only time you're ever going to see me quote anything Marvel. But the idea is there, right? Just snap your finger and half the population's gone. And if I'm part of that population, so be it. Let's see here. Somebody asked me what a pig cake is, and I tell them it's when I'm getting my ass eaten and oink-ing. Oink-ing. Oink-ing, I imagine is what you're saying. That's accurate. That's an accurate depiction of what a pig cake is. Going through here, if you want, I could send you a link to some real robot development companies. They just cost over $50,000. I think I'd rather buy a fake boyfriend for $300. I'd marry that AI too. This is the Gaberhood.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
You're right. This is the Gaberhood, and you're not welcome here. But what is welcome here is...
I know a lot about you, like why you're watching this ad, and it's specifically because you've looked up magic tricks. Well, hey there, my name's PigCake, and I've been doing magic trick tutorials on YouTube for the better part of 6 years. And I'm here to tell you about the PigCake Magic Academy with over 1,200 videos already uploaded, designed to make you an expert magician. You get access to all the content the moment you sign up, and I'm uploading every single week. As a matter of fact, I uploaded a video today. Just look at that list of moves, tricks, ideas that you're gonna get access to the moment you sign up. It doesn't end. As a matter of fact, I could stop talking completely, and the list is still gonna keep going. Just look. So check it out, the PigCake Magic Academy. The link is going to be below. I go with you, but I'm stuck in this video. But I'll wait for you to go ahead and click it. Go ahead, you know you want to.
Did you hear me crunching on ice as I was putting that ad? Did you hear me crunching on ice? Steve Brooks, he says he is not anti-pronoun. You know what I mean, all right? Now's not the time to be coy, Steven Brooksy. You know exactly what I mean when I say pronoun, okay? Fuck. What if they have an AI chat platform that's just all humans? What? Am I dumb for not understanding what you mean there? I know a couple AI VTubers. Again, I'm not giving that any credence because the idea of a VTuber makes me want to find it near a small. Jason says, a few years ago in Japan, a guy married a hologram of a video game character. This lady's late to the party. Yeah, people have been doing this forever. They've been marrying amusement rides. They have sexual relationships with their car. I'm not saying this is anything new. I'm saying that the technology that's brought forth is at least optimized more so than before. What is it, an Archer? Where the guy has this weird artificial waifu. Let's go through here too. I love non-Indian samosas, says Pig Fake. Fuck. Pig Cake renamed the PigCake Magic Academy Mariana's Trench Magic School as an ode to Everest College. That's oddly specific. Although people would have you believe that the PigCake Magic Academy is a failure. It's not a failure. All right, the PigCake Magic Academy is the most prominent tutorial-based magic knowledge recurring whatever the fuck you want to call it, all right, ever. What's the competition for it? Right? There's no competition. It's in a category by itself. And
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
you are welcome in the academy, though. You are welcome in the PigCake Magic Academy. I figured an AI company would start selling buddies to lonely people. Hell, people bought up those fucking gigapets in the 90s. You remember those fucking Tamagotchis that you had to water? I almost died there, by the way. Those Tamagotchis that you had to make sure that they were fed and watered. And, my goodness. No, thank you. Let's see what else we have here. That's a topic. I know I had a couple other things. This one is one of these... Not a flat earth, but I love these. I love looking at accounts like these on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter of like crazy people. Because, again, you realize that we've given access, this technological advance, we've given it to everyone. So now you get to see what everybody's believing. So all these people that believe certain things about how things are, they have access to cameras now. So in this case, this guy posted a video. The footage shows the invisible wire force field that people who are trying to take us out always hide behind so that they don't show up on our security camera. If y'all don't see this, then you just don't want to see on how far the government's gone. So these are, what are they called? I remember the name. Fuck, this is going to drive me nuts. It's not sovereign citizen. It's followed people. There are people that think that somehow, oh, look, I saw 4 red cars. That's their little calling card. So if I see red, that means that they're onto me and they're watching me. I forgot what the fucking name is if somebody knows. But it's a great topic to go through because you just get to see just people that believe the absolute craziest shit about just normal everyday occurrences. So they might see somebody in the subway brushing their hair and they go, oh, that's the calling card. If they brush their hair to the right, it means that I'm being followed by the person to my right. Obviously, I'm doing this with the left. That's a fucking car crash. You know what I mean? If they're brushing their hair to a certain way, then that means something. They're always looking for all these weird little patterns. But I forgot what the actual term for them is. They have an actual term. It's not followed. It's persecuted. It's something to that effect. But they're just great to look at because also the comments reinforce the beliefs. So a lot of comments typically are like, oh shit, man. Yeah, you're right. I saw something there. And this one is kind of a mixed one, but let's go through it here. Gang stalking. Thank you, Hane. Gang stalking. That's the other one. That's my favorite shit ever. Looking at people that believe they're being stalked by FBI agents or CIA, even though they're working at T-Mobile. They've never done anything controversial. They have no reason to be followed. But they just want to be something. They want to be someone. So they want to be followed. Gang stalking. It's called being a paranoid schizophrenic. That's also part of it. But this one in particular, invisible wall. So this guy believes that there's a force field. don't know how loud this is going to be.
When the invisible ninjas are
Wow, this is actually atrocious. It's almost like they're talking away from the camera. But in this particular example, I believe they're trying to show the fact that, as they mentioned in the description here, that there's an invisible force field and wall that people are trying to take them out. They hide behind the camera so they can't be seen. Also, the only reason they have not succeeded is because our crew are angels of the Lord, our good Father. So God is protecting these people from the government with an invisible force field. So I don't know what proof he provides here. You could barely hear them. I mean, the phone is right there. I don't understand how the audio is that atrocious. Oh, they drew a line. Okay, I have to lower that so I don't get copyright struck. But they drew a line in regards to the force field. I don't know if they have anything else in the video. They're zooming in on arbitrary stuff in the video. Oh, I think they're using a laser to point out where the people are? The ninjas? Yeah, okay, so that's what it is. They're using a laser pointer to point out these invisible ninjas with flotation devices. So they're also not being the Lord is protecting them. I think God has a lot better things to do than protect you from random ninjas. Can you make a video shining at the planes? That would be epic. So this guy, obviously Mr. Prankster. Let's not shine lasers in the sky. The ninjas, the FAA and pilots don't like it. So they send to jail and you go to jail. That's funny. Let's see if there's anyone that agrees with them. Because sometimes there are people that agree with them in the comments. But here it just seems like these guys are actually clowning on them. But you'd be surprised as to the conversations that take place when it comes to gang stalkers. It's a great topic in and of itself. One word. Contrails. I think you meant to say chemtrails. Magic Buzz. I think that's what you meant to say. Chemtrails. But yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. But these are a great thing to look at. Let's go through here. I would party with that neighborhood lady. I don't think she would party with you, to be honest. I don't think she'd party with you. I think she'd probably be repulsed by you. If she was repulsed by an individual that's trying to walk in her neighborhood. Let's go through here. Sorry, I don't want to skip any comments. It's called being paranoid. Mohit for the win. That's some Alex Jones behavior. That's true. There's a movie about that. But it is naive to think that the government doesn't go after people. No, I'm not disagreeing with that notion. But what I'm saying is they're not going after.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one.
This guy donated.
I was inspired by you and left my GF van.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm actually of two ilks about that. The first one is, well, I'm trying to get you to stop doing magic tricks, essentially, right? To show you what it turns you into. It turns you into a guy like me. That's what it turns you into. So I'm here trying to prevent people from becoming magicians and trying to get actual girlfriends and better their lives. But you did the opposite. And I'm not against that either. You did the opposite where you were inspired by me to leave your girlfriend and pursue the art of magic fourfold, right? So I got to commend you for that. And thank you for dropping $2 on me. I'm going to use that to purchase condoms to have intercourse with a lady that I purchased. That's a car crash, right? That's a car crash. We have Unbiased Magic Review that left a comment and then retracted it. I can't see the fucking retracted comment, which is a shame. Fuck. Damn, clever. I can't see it. But we're currently beefing, I guess, somewhat. You left a comment saying not to teach stuff that doesn't belong to me. What? Ever heard of variations? Ever heard of differences? What I mentioned, I responded to you, was independent creation, right? Not to have more beef here, but, you know, you come up with an idea, you come up with a variation. All right, I think I'm good to teach it, especially if it uses moves that I really don't see a lot, like the Jinx change, and it's a variation of the Princess card trick on the particular video that you happen to comment on. I don't know if you're still around, but that's the dumbest take I've ever heard. Right? Oh, don't teach a trick that's in kids' magic books. What? What is? They could find it in a library. The only difference is that I'm giving it a video. I'm making it entertaining. I'm having a different way of doing it based on the channel and the character. Don't do magic tutorials. Don't show you POS. What? Oh, So we're currently beefing because of that. What else here? It's one thing to think the government is coming after you. It's another thing to think that the water is making the frogs gay. Pastel Deserto says, Orgullo de Mago. I don't know what that means. Well, obviously it means the pride of a magician. Every time I see an account like that, like Pastel Deserto, I'm worried. I'm like, oh, is this another one of these? Is this another? Bro, my money didn't get added to the beer fund scam. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take this off. This, what it is, it's only when you do it through Streamlabs. So I'm gonna take that out because it's only when you do it through Streamlabs. It doesn't add when it does it from YouTube, which is just retarded. But alas, that's the system. But every time I see one of these accounts, it's like obviously fake, like Pastel de Cerdo. I'm like, oh great, you know where I live. Tremendous, wonderful. I hope you're getting content for your inevitable compilation of me. Quick question. Do you respect people who wear leather in public or people who wear leather in private? Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. A very intelligent man told me outside my favorite bar a very important thing about leather, which is if you wear leather and you're a girl, right? You wear leather and you're a girl, all the farts are staying in your pants. Right? So you have to think about it logically. If you're going to get with a girl and you're with a shoddy and you're, you know, with some baddie at the club and you notice she's wearing leather pants, dude, you know she's farting in them pants. And when you take it down, you're going to get just hit with a wave of nights, of an entire night of tequila farts. And you don't want that. So that was a very intelligent thing told to me by a very smart African-American man outside of a bar. However, I got to say, when it comes to... I just read a call. I don't know if that's actually you. That'd be great. I don't think it is. Let's see. Go to channel. Let's see. Is it? Ah, fuck. It's not. It's not. You fucker. I thought it was the actual account. It's not. I thought it was the legitimate, unbiased. It's not. Fuck. That would have been great, though. I forgot what I was saying because you distracted me. You can't do that. I was on a train. I was on a track of thought, and then you distracted me with your fake account, you fucker. But yeah, the leather. It's a very important topic because you see a girl wearing leather. I support it because leather looks good on females. However, when it comes to the practicality, it's very unpractical. It's a very unpractical fabric, right? Something like cotton and linen is breathable. You can breathe through it. Your farts go right through your pants. And as much as I like to believe that girls don't fart, unfortunately, they do. They do. Just not in front of me because I would break up with you. Unbiased thanks. I hope we can make amends. I hate that that's not the real one. Let me see if the first one was the real one. Oh, shit. Man. We do have some beef, though, because that particular channel left some annoying comments on my video, and I'm very petty. I'm very petty when it comes to a lot of things. Just like this. Let me see if I could show you guys this one. There's another topic I found, another video in particular, of people always, again, sharing too much. This is old as shit. This isn't anything new, but I came across this again, and I thought that this was pretty interesting. So one of these dumb video like cut on YouTube where I guess they're interviewing like a diverse amount of people.
Nice to meet you. I have Nancy. Nancy, that's my mom's name. My dad named me after my
Wow, that's the worst audio.
Nice to meet you. I have Nancy. Nancy, that's my mom's name. My dad named me after my great aunt who was a slave. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's the best response I've ever heard to that, right? Just a perpetual Debbie Downer is what this other lady is. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Look at this normal human interaction up to here, right? Hi, I'm Nancy. Oh, Nancy, that's my mom's name. That's cool. That's kind of a coincidence, right? I would say it's a common name, but it's a little bit of a coincidence that your name is the same as my mom's. And here comes the 9/11. My dad named me after my great aunt who was a slave. And of course, the response, because you really can't say much, like, wow, way to share too much. So this lady goes, I'm sorry. Isn't that 2023 in a nutshell? I think this right here is the perfect.
I have Nancy. Nancy, that's my mom's name. My dad named me after my great aunt who was a slave. Okay, I'm sorry.
Personification of 2023 in a nutshell. That right there. Perfect. I wish that I could get that and just tattoo it somehow. NFT that. That's 2023 in a nutshell. Right? Oh, here's a normal line of dialogue. Well, let me, again, make this about me in a way that's going to bring the mood completely down. And then now make you apologize. What? Ew. Let's see what the comments say. I was like looking at the comments. The whole sentence was a side too. Michael Scott vibes. Great. Homegirl just gave up. Draining social battery speed run. That's tremendous. I would have said, bet she'd be proud of you now. The resignation. The sigh though. Yeah, this is all tremendous. Accurate. She's definitely the life of the party. Trauma dumping. That's a good term for it. Trauma dumping. So I have a particular thing that traumatizes me. I mean, it's your fucking like 13 removed aunt. Trauma dumping. Who introduces themselves like that? Yeah, right? Especially considering that's the first interaction. Or at least the first scene interaction in this particular video. And then you got, why they always got to bring that up? I'm sure this one says, what do you mean by they? They, okay, then I can't even read that without being on further up my list somewhere. I love that. That video just made me giggle because I thought that's a perfect description, a perfect metaphor for what 2023 has become. Since the PigCake Magic Academy is the price of a White Claw, I'm now an alcoholic again. What's the price of a White Claw? Because it's reasonably priced. That's what it is. It's very reasonable and affordable for people of all types. By the way, you should do a deck collection video. I don't know. I think I've done one, to be honest, but it's boring. I don't like those videos where you show how many playing cards you have. And I don't have a lot of cards. I used to think that I had a lot of playing cards. And then I see other people's collections and I'm like, oh, okay. That's actually a good thing that I don't have as many as them, because it shows you that my virginity is not as strong as theirs. If our virginities were laser beams pointed at each other in like some sort of anime struggle, mine would be very weak. I would lose to some of the designs or some of the collections that I've seen. Let's see. Agricultural herbicide. It's a potent endocrine disruptor that both chemically castrates and feminizes male amphibians. It depletes androgens in adult frogs. That was the one thing that Alex Jones, I think what the whole headline obviously was, wow, look at this guy saying the water's turning the frogs gay. And then it came out to be accurate. It came out to be true. So it's funny that he memed it. My favorite video of his is him coming out of a lake looking like just barrel chested and then talking about some weird thing to do with the cosmos. It's always great content. Watching fucking Alex Jones. Can I mail you some fan art? Says Pastel Dercerdo. Now, I don't know if you're referring to my home address or my post box. But if it's my post box, I'll say, hey, all right. If it's my home address, I'll say, please don't. Go through here. Sorry. If I mail you a deck with a $2 bill, would you do a deck review? 100% honesty. It's a first shop deck. I'll do a review on it. I don't have the new ones. Although I have mentioned this before that I got into a motorcycle crash a couple years back because of the Chris Ramsey deck. So Chris Ramsey is the reason why your boy was handicapped for a good point of time, because I was picking up some playing cards from my former podcast partner's house. And as I was picking up the cards, I was driving back to my old place on my bike, my motorcycle, and some lady ran a stop. And the cards were safe. That's the one thing. The cards were safe. My ankle was broken and my hip was fucked, but the cards remained safe. And I believe they were the Ramsey cards with like the flowers on them. So I don't think they were the first ones. I think they were a couple other ones. Let's see. Gordon Ramsay endorsed Triscuits in a new ad. How much money would you need to be paid to endorse salted cardboard? I resent that because I'm a huge fan of Triscuits. I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan. I love Triscuits. The garlic one, I would I would purchase them at a grocery store, but unfortunately I go through an entire box in one sitting. And that's not good when you're trying to get a 6-pack for when you go to the beach. When I'm here trying to get fucking yoked and show the shotties in the beach that I'm really good when it comes to diet, right? When you have a 6-pack and you have abs, it tells bitches a lot of things, right? It tells bitches, hey, this guy has discipline. And it also tells them that I'm going to beat them That's a joke. It's so perfect you compared virginity to two men having an anime laser battle. Right? I think that's accurate. I think that's the best way that you could describe my channel in a nutshell, right? Wow, a lot of hypocrisy. You talk a lot of shit about magicians, but you're a magician. You talk a lot of stuff about virginity, right? But you're out here a virgin. You don't even know what one looks like. You don't know what the shape of a woman looks like naked. Let's go through here. Sorry, I don't know if I could, if I skip some comments. Manel says, kissing homies on the mouth. Yeah, let's make that normal. Pepsi Addict says, check your Instagram DMs. I want to bully the old man in your comments. Let's check my DMs. Let's go through here. I hate the DMs on Instagram because usually they're like 14 different inboxes. I don't see anything here on my Instagram DMs unless you're talking about my personal account, which I wouldn't be surprised people knowing about and trying to friend me because no life. PigCake, motorcycle accidents, kisses, middle school. There's a first for everything. See, I don't like your speed and your wit, Steve Brooksy. Let's see. Do you feel a difference between old blue seal and new black seals? I don't know the difference, man. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of PigCake. I got your new Craig Petty interview. I'm not a huge card guy, to be honest, man. Although Gentleman Wake did give me his deck. Which one did he give me? I hate to be virgin-y, right? But he gave me the successor. We hung out. We didn't take a picture. That's kind of gay. We didn't take a picture. But he gave me the successor deck. And let me tell you, every time I see like other people's cards, I'm like, well, this is going to be great. This is going to be phenomenal. But these are phenomenal. They look really nice. They're obviously with a lot of effort. My deck is very minimal when it comes to comparing it with this. But my demo is also Magicians. I feel like he's approaching the collector demo. People that are into board games and stuff. Whereas I want to approach the magician, the dirty, dank magician. The H&M sports coat for a special occasion. Well, I wanted to make it so that I could deduct it from my taxes because I just got it. It's a linen mix. I'm looking for a white linen. If anybody that's into like fashion, that's kind of homosexual. If you guys are into fashion and you know a good brand that like a vintage, I'm trying to find a 34R white linen blazer, right? I'm going through Miami Vice phase. So that's where I want to find it. And I haven't found an appropriate one. Everything that I found it's a compromise. I want to find a good linen, 100% 34R blazer. But it's like finding the Holy Grail, essentially. I've looked everywhere. Let's see. Virgin Query, is there a point? By the way, this is I've already exhausted all my topics. Usually I have a little notebook that I keep everything in order, but I've exhausted all of my actual topics for this particular live stream. So this is the end portion of the stream where I go through the remaining comments and see if there's any banter, any back and forth, any byplay, any fun bants that we could get into. So that's what this is, if you're not familiar with the PigCake live streams. And if you're not, why are you here? Go get laid. Is there a point in learning difficult sleight of hand? I say hold up, Virgin Query. Is there a point in learning difficult sleights that are more difficult but achieve the same thing than easier? I think in the beginning you want to learn as much as you can, and then later on you learn with maturity, not to sound like a virgin, that a lot of your sleights are just learned for the sake of it. But you want to expand your knowledge base to the point where you realize that you don't need that much knowledge, right? So you want to learn more sleight of hand, but give it a purpose. Have a reason why you're learning it. Don't just learn it to learn it. Have a reason why. That's the only thing I could say. If that contradicts what it doesn't contradict it, but it does supplement it. Yes, learn as much as you can, but at the same time, make sure that you're learning things for a reason, right? Don't just have these arbitrary things. That's at least what helped out for me. I'm an artist of mystique and flair, performing tricks that make you stare. With a touch of Havana's heat, my penis is hard to beat. That sounds like you asked ChatGPT to make a poem regarding my virginity. Am I me? Are you me? Is that it is? Is that me? I remember a Rise Magic video of Grant explaining how different the two sealed decks felt. I feel like that's kind of weird for them to do because they're studs, Grant and I forgot the other guy's name from Rise Magic. They're studs. I don't know what they're doing, talking about the differences in playing cards. They're out here looking like jacked studs. They could be models, but instead they chose to do playing card stuff. I'm not going to watch that, Steve Brooksy. That sounds like way too much. Watch Meditation, DMT, Isochronic Tones, and Binaural Beats. That sounds like something Kenton Nepper would be into, right? Odd, just weird, esoteric fringe shit. I don't know what that is, especially adding DMT there. You're really making it stand out. But let me go through here. Sorry if I skipped a comment. Fucking unbiased magic review. I love the fact that there's no care when it comes to making an account. You can make an account with the same name as someone else. You could get their profile picture. It doesn't fucking matter. Do it. And oh, you want verification on YouTube? Yeah, you have to have 100,000 followers. Well, that kind of defeats the point if somebody can make a comment or make the same name. Did you see Apple's new porn machine? Yeah, I did see the new Apple porn machine. $3,500. I was kind of like half paying attention to it. And I heard 500 and I'm like, man, this sounds really virgin-y. But I thought to myself, oh boy, that's really competitive. $500 for that virtual headset. That's really competitive. They're going to be knocking every single thing out of the market with that. That's crazy. And then I didn't hear the first part, which is $3,500. It's $3,500 for that porn machine. Essentially, all it's going to be used for is very limited, I think, apps. Maybe they might develop more, who knows? But it's going to be fairly limited when it comes out. You're going to be using mostly Apple apps. You're going to be looking through photos, internet, Netflix, or whatever the fuck. But you have a TV for that. Now you're going to put on this thing that's going to make you sweat. It's going to be annoying within 30 minutes to watch fucking Disney Plus. Ew. Gosh, so I saw some of that and I thought, $500, it's an impulse, especially for a VR of that capacity. $3,500, it's a commitment. So I don't know, but people are definitely going to buy that shit. It just seems odd to have this thing on it. Let's see. What's the use of VR if you can't do magic tricks? What a virgin-y comment that is. I hope you retract that because that might be the most virgin-y thing I've read all day. After 40, a six-pack means you work out a bunch. Probably use steroids. That Liver King shit was bullshit. That's another fun one, right? Homeboy's my height, but he's 3 times the width, just muscle-based. And he was trying to portray the idea that it was all natural. Yeah. All right. But no, yeah, the older you get. When you're 16, you could eat Cheetos all day and have a six-pack. I believe that there's a picture of me in high school, and I was cut in high school, and then I went through phases of fluctuation of being fat, of being skinny, or not fat, but being chubby, skinny. And now I think I'm at a good point. But I do want to get better. Do you get bigger bucks from YouTube donates or Academy subs? I'm asking that way to give the most money, says this guy. Well, here's the thing. I always push people towards the Academy because you're getting something for it. You're getting a bunch of videos and tutorials and all that other stuff. That's why I point people in the way of the Academy. It's probably also the cheapest, I would say, but it's the one that gives you the most. So I always push people towards that because I'm an idiot when it comes to making money. As you can see by Instagram accounts that point out the Academy and its fluctuations, right? Joe says, it's been a while. What happened to the Butcher storyline? Did you... Speaking of, isn't that funny? It's been a while. What happened to the Butcher storyline? Did you find out who it was? Was it Top Notch or Satchel? Is it around? The running joke is he's in an Antifa rally. That's the running joke that I'm keeping with Butcher. And my deck is coming out relatively soon. I've made a mention to this. Let me scroll through here. And the cards, Missing Piece deck. The tentative date is June 19th. That's the tentative date for the Missing Piece deck of playing cards. These are prototypes. But I've sent a couple out to different reviewers or whatnot. But the deck is going to be available on Kickstarter on tentatively the 19th. I don't know if that's official. I got to go through a couple things. And then I'll be more happy about announcing that date fully. But that's probably going to be it. And man, let me tell you, the fact that I've had the files for the decks in 2019, but little things here or there, delays, things kind of get to in the way. But now it's kind of that final oomph. And then the next deck. So this deck is going to be, just to kind of give you behind the scenes thoughts on it. This deck is going to be like the one that I always come back to, with different colors, different ways, different styles. But I will be coming up with other decks while this one is going to be in production. So I will be coming out with other different decks than this. I already have a couple in the pipeline, but when it comes to this one in particular, this is going to be the baby, right? The first one, the missing piece deck, and I have a bunch of different colorways for this one planned as well. So that's the update for that, but hopefully June 19th, that could be the official date. We'll see. I do deck reviews, says Manel. I don't think you'll like the prototypes. The prototypes are very thick. I feel like the feeling is not great. I'd love, honestly, let me tell you, make playing cards. Everyone's making prototypes with them. I'd like to print my cards with them at some point. Just print with them. I know people go with the big ones, and they kind of have a reputation, so they're not going to buy playing cards unless it's from Cardamundi or USPC. But let me tell you, make playing cards have made some strides, and they're a lot easier to deal with. But that's down the line. Can you watch 6 martial arts expert took realistic self-defense tests? What the fuck is even that? I don't like it based on the fact that you've recommended videos to me to before that were aids. You gave me some videos that you recommended which were absolute garbage before. So I don't know if to say yes for that. But I'm going to say, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to put my foot down and say no. But I guess just to summarize, in a Jerry Springer sort of way, we deserve COVID-19. We as a society are AIDS. We share too much online. We tend to overthink small things that are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. You don't know how many times I wake up and I go, oh shit, I'm going to die one day. And you remember your mortality. And yet you choose to put your phone on a timer, lean it against something, press record, wait for the timer to hold, and then have a tantrum so you could post it online and then hope to get sympathy, and all you get are comments from people going, dude, you really set up your phone to cry for fake internet points? Come on. Be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Michelle Obama and Oprah said it best on Father's Day when they said, hey, you need to be better. Okay? Listen to them. Instead of praising fathers and saying we need more of them that stay in children's lives, and we need to say thank you, Dad, for dealing with the hatred that I'm going to give you because of my hormones from ages 13 to 24. Instead of saying thank you, Michelle Obama and Oprah said, fuck you, dads, be better, be better. So listen to them, 2 beacons of thought, 2 theologians in modern age tell you to be better on Father's Day. Could you imagine the balls? God, fuck. What else? I know that there's other things that I mentioned. I know I chat on that one. Don't overshare, too. That's the other part. As you saw from that lady, oh, my name's Mario or whatever it was. That's my mom gave me that name after a slave. Come on. Nobody cares. We all have problems. You don't got to make yours. Stop doing me search, right? We live in a society. George Costanza said it in Seinfeld, and we still don't hold that true to this day. That was a product of the 90s, and it still holds true in 2023. We live in a society. Act like it. My goodness. I don't know if that's the end of the stream. I think that might be the end of it. I appreciate you guys for joining. I'm going to do another one of these on Wednesday. So I'm probably doing them either... I would say doing them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But here's the thing. Fridays, I tend to get a little bit ignorant on afternoons. So I don't have the mental bandwidth to do that on I could technically do it before I get ignorant, right? Like, not weed, you disgusting fuck. I'm saying to go out and drink typically on Fridays. But Monday, Wednesdays, I like streaming. And we'll see Friday. But Wednesday for sure, I'm going to be doing a live stream. So look out for that one. 6 Eastern time in Pacific, if that's the right way of saying it. Some advice at the end of the video. I like to give advice. I guess that whole thing was advice. But some actual legitimate advice that I could give you at the end of the video that hopefully could improve your life in one way or another. Yeah, the jacket. I mentioned this before. I'm looking for my white whale, which is a linen jacket, a full linen white in my size. But cotton blends are really nice because they give you what cotton provides, right? Which is structure, rigidity, but it's breathable. Right now, it's 85 degrees. It was 91 degrees a couple minutes ago or 30 minutes ago. And I'm inside. I have a fan pointed at me. The air conditioner in this place is shit, but I'm not even busting a sweat. It's nice. It's breezy, and I'm wearing a jacket. So linen 100%. I'd be out here as if I'm not even wearing a jacket. So invest in it if you happen to be living in hot places. If you happen to be living, I don't know, in a fucking ice cube, maybe consider your life decisions that brought you to that point. But I guess that's the advice. And then also Nancy Pelosi is doing insider trading. I always have to mention that because that bitch is getting away with it. Ugh.